Welcome to my channel and welcome to day 11 of my 25 Days of Craftmas series. Today I'm showing you how to make this pretty winter shadow box. I love making projects with shadow boxes. They allow you to create a three-dimensional design by adding vinyl to the glass and then placing other items behind the glass. For this project, I chose to add snow and a printed background, and it turned out so pretty. Now let's go take a look at the supply list and get started. For this project, you'll need a shadow box, vinyl, and I used red and black, transfer tape, your weeding tool and scraper, glitter snow, a winter tree background, glue, and of course, your Cricut, a cutting mat, and the cut file. So grab your supplies and head over to your computer. The first thing we need to do is grab the SVG file we'll be using for this project. You can get it for free on my blog at burtonavenue.com. I keep all the SVG files for the projects I make and share in my free SVG library. These files will work with all kinds of cutting machines and they're free to everyone. Once you're on my site, just go to Free SVG Files and then Free SVG Library. You will need a password to get into the library and there are instructions on the screen if you need to get one. For this project, we're going to be using the cut file called Walking in a Winter Wonderland. BA2112. To find it, just use your browser search and type in 2111. Once you've found the link, go ahead and click on it, and the files will be downloaded onto your computer. Now I'm going to show you how to set up and cut this design in Cricut Design Space. If you're not sure how to unzip and import designs into Cricut Design Space, be sure to check out my step-by-step tutorial. So this is what the design will look like when you first import it onto your Canvas screen. So now we need to resize it so that it will work with our project. To do that, I'm going to create a square that is the same size as the piece of glass from my frame. So I'm going to go over here and click on Shapes, and then choose Square. And then I'm going to go up here and make sure the padlock is closed and put in the dimensions of my piece of glass. And mine measures 8 inches. You'll also want to click on Arrange and choose Send to Back to bring your design in front of the square. So now you can select your design and just drag up on these arrows and resize it until it looks good on that square. So mine measures just about 6 1/4 of an inch. When you're happy with the size, select both the square and the design and go up to Align and then choose Center horizontally. The next thing that we're going to do is add an alignment guide so we will know exactly where to position the words on our glass frame. We're going to add a rectangle up here to the top of the design that we can match up with our piece of glass when we're applying the vinyl. So I'm going to go over to Shapes again and I'm going to choose Square, and then I'm going to unlock the padlock and I'm going to change the width to 7 inches and the height to 0.15 inches. I'm also going to change the color to red, and then I want to align the top of this rectangle with the top of the square. So make sure that that rectangle is selected, and then hold down your Shift key and also select the square. And then you're going to choose Align and Align Top. And that will move that rectangle right to the top of your square. You'll also want to click on Align and then choose Center horizontally. And that will just center that rectangle from right to left. So now we can select the square and delete it. The last thing that we need to do is attach this little rectangle to the red part of the design. But right now, when I select the design, it selects everything and I can't select just the red portion. So we need to right click and choose Ungroup. And that will break apart the design so I can select just the black or just the red. So now you can select the rectangle and the red part of the design and right click and choose Attach. And then you can do the same thing with the black portion. And now all these pieces are locked together and we are ready to cut our design. So go and click on the green Make It button. And then you'll be taken to this screen. And on this screen, Cricut will just divide our design into 2 different cutting mats based on the colors in the design. So this first mat we will cut out of black vinyl, and then this second one we're going to cut out of red vinyl. If everything looks good, you can click on the green Continue button. Once Design Space finds your Cricut, you'll be taken to this screen. Make sure that your dial is set to vinyl, and then you can go load your cutting mat. So you're going to place a piece of black vinyl on your cutting mat and smooth it down. Load it into your Cricut by pressing the up and down arrow button. When your Cricut is ready to cut, you'll see the C button light up. Press that and the machine will begin cutting. When everything has been cut, you can press the up and down arrow button again to unload your mat. Remove the black vinyl from your cutting mat and place on a piece of red vinyl. Load that into your Cricut and repeat all the steps until all your vinyl has been cut. Once everything has been cut, you can weed away the excess vinyl from around your design. Use your weeding tool to help you pull out the small pieces left inside of the letters. Next, cut a piece of transfer tape a little bit larger than your design and place it sticky side up on your work surface. Place both of your designs on the transfer tape and rub over them with your scraper. Trim off the excess transfer tape and cut apart the designs. Next, you'll want to remove the glass from your shadow box frame and clean it with some rubbing alcohol. Grab your red vinyl and pull off the vinyl backing. Then, replace the backing, but leave that alignment guide exposed. Line up the top of the alignment guide with the top of the piece of glass. Make sure the design is centered from left to right. Press down on the alignment guide and then carefully pull off the vinyl backing. Make sure the alignment guide stays in place. Use your scraper to press your vinyl onto the piece of glass. Rub over the vinyl a few more times and then you can carefully pull off the transfer tape and remove the alignment guide. Repeat with the black layer. On this layer, I just left a little bit of the antler exposed while I positioned the vinyl. Then you can remove the backing, rub down the vinyl, and remove the transfer tape. To finish the shadow box, I found a pretty image of some birch trees and printed it onto regular paper. Then I just glued it onto the backing of the shadow box frame and trimmed it down to size. There are lots of images of winter trees online. Find one you like and glue it to your backing. If you want to soften or diffuse the background a little bit, you can add some transfer tape to the back of your piece of glass. Use your scraper to press it down and remove any bubbles, and then use a craft knife to cut off the excess. Place your glass back into your frame. If your frame has a spacer, put that back in too. Add some glitter snow to the bottom of your frame and then replace the frame backing. And that's it, your project is complete. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so you'll get notified each time I post something new.